Hey my dudes, OGD here with a fresh new video for you all. Today's topic is my top 10 hardest developer time trials on CTR Nitro fueled. I've recently beat all of the time trials and I can tell you now it's no easy achievement. It took me about 3 weeks playing 2 to 4 times a week for about 2 hours each session to beat all the tracks. Please guys, be aware this is my top 10 and what I find easy you may find hard and vice versa. Also, the gameplay you're going to see might not be that good because I went back and tried these time trials. I can tell you now, I'm still no good at the game. So please don't judge me on that. With that said guys, let's get straight into it. We're going to kick this list off with not a particularly hard time, but saying that, Blizzard Bluff is a pain in the butt. And there's a reason for that. That being the gate cut. Oh yes, that gate cut. This shortcut was annoying the first time round when I had to beat Velo's Ghost, and I only needed to clear the shortcut once. However, with the developer times, they want you to clear that shortcut all 3 laps. Yeah, that's right, 3 laps in a row. Now the problem with that is I'm not very good at the game, and I wasn't very good at taking that shortcut, so this took many attempts. Either way, after a few practices, this shortcut I managed to do one time. As in, I managed to do it on all 3 laps once perfectly, and I did end up beating the ghost. However, I spent about 45 minutes attempting this. In the end, it was worth it. I've got it done. You know, that's another one down. Wait, what? Meteor Gorge is in the top 10 hardest developer times. Yeah, that is actually correct. And for whatever reason, I struggled so hard on this track and it took me over an hour to beat it. Honestly, the track itself, simple enough. Not many places you can really go wrong, yeah? However, 2 factors played a part in the reason I struggled on this track so much. The first being my reserve game. I'm bad. I cannot keep fire, especially with speed, which I was using on this. That was causing me issues. The second reason, you need to take the corners tight on this track. You need to get your lines perfect to beat this ghost. Now, maybe I just suck and the ghost ain't that hard, but for whatever reason, I struggled. Also, side note, I don't like this track, I hate this track, so we'll just go with that. Ah yes, Clockwork Wampa. What a track, what a classic. Is what I would be saying if it didn't take me over an hour to beat and I just didn't keep messing up on pretty much no reason at all. No reason. You ever had that when you're just playing and you just mess up like constantly, you just keep doing it and you're like, why am I doing this? Why does it keep happening? Well, that kept happening. Kind of the same with Meteor Gorge, but this one was a bit more frustrating. You know how I said earlier that I have a problem with my reserve game? This came into practice again because I was trying to use speed. However, big however, I switched over to drift after about, I don't know, many attempts of failing with speed, and guess what, I've got it a few turns later. You can do this one with drift, so if you've got a problem with the reserves on this track, switch to drift and you should be able to get it done. So yeah, I was pretty triggered for waiting so much time on this track when I didn't need to. Right, I'll keep this one short guys, because this time is really not difficult to beat. So why is it number 7 on my list, if it ain't hard? Well, Tiger Temple, there's one reason why you could struggle, why I struggled, the grass cut. That grass cut, I can't do it. I couldn't do it then, I can't do it now. Somehow I managed to do it by getting very lucky, but I only beat the ghost by literally a few seconds. Even that, not even a few microseconds, we're talking no time at all, I managed to beat it. Even now, when I play this track, as you can probably see right now in the gameplay, I can't do it. I can't do it. And look, I've got the master wheels. I beat all the dev times, yet I still can't do that grass cut. Screw this track. Now here's a track what everyone seems to hate, Dragon Mines. Well, not me. No, I actually like this. This is one of my favourite tracks in the whole entire game. And I even loved it in the original CTR. But even me, I cannot deny how much of a ball ache this time was to beat. The reason this time is such a pain is because of the shortcut. You have to be so precise and get the right angle on that shortcut to be able to get up that track and then jump onto the next bit of track and keep your fire. I did it with speed, and then I went back and did it with drift after beating it, and I'd beat it again. So I should have just used, drift in the first place, but I used speed. It took me many attempts to get it right on all 3 laps. I was either getting hit by a cart. By the way, if you manipulate the cutscene, like have the cutscene play and cut it out, you can change where the where the mine carts are, and that does make it easier. Didn't know that at the time, so I was just going with however the carts were set, and I would kept getting hit or just missing them. And nightmare, absolute nightmare. Anyway, did it. Probably took about 2 hours. It took me ages, but it was a good achievement. Fantastic track. Not a great time to try to beat. Good luck, guys. So here we are, the last 5 tracks. These are the most challenging for me. These were the most challenging for me. And this one is Prehistoric Playground, which I'm going to say now. Didn't think this one would be a problem. Prehistoric Playground is my favourite DLC track out of the 8 or whatever amount there is. And I didn't think this was going to be a problem. But I was wrong. So the time took me forever and a day to beat. And all it was down to, getting my corners tighter, my lines perfected, all that lot, and I had to switch over to speed because my drift, my personal best was about 3 seconds slower. So I thought, you know what, we'll switch to speed. Had to get my reserve game on point. Took me ages to do that. Many attempts later, we did it. We had the one perfect run. I didn't smash the car up. I didn't. I just didn't lose the fire or anything, and we cut our corners tight, and we did it. We did the track, and it felt good. It felt good. The first dev time I even attempted, it's the one I started with. I did them in order. So Crash Cove. So the track itself is simple, but the time is crazy. The time itself is about 2 seconds slower than the world record, so judging by just that, you're in for a challenge. The ghost itself is by a guy called William P, and if you look at his other times, they're crazy. They're the ones that cause me probably a lot of problems, and there's been a few on this list that have come up with William P. So that says a lot. So if you see William P, just make sure you're prepared, because you're in for a world of pain with that guy. His times are mad. This took me forever. I can't even tell you. Maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, something like that. And once I beat it, it felt so good. So good. Until I realised I had to do another 37 tracks. The second and the final DLC track on this list, and by far one of the hardest times, and it probably would have been number 1 if there wasn't these other 2 tracks which caused me more issues. Anyway, the track itself, Mega Mix Mania, and I love this track, but you need to master this track in order to beat this time. I thought, like Prehistoric Playground, wasn't going to have an issue with it. I had issues with it. You need to jump grass cuts like Tiger Temple, hate it, can't do them. You need to avoid the mines. Yeah, that's not too bad. Some of them are a bit annoying, like the one just after the grass cut. Went into that a few times, but we got that. And as always, get those lines tight. Take them corners tight. The challenge is hard. I had to use speed. I lost a lot of reserves again, but we got it done. On to the next one. Turbo Track. I bet you were expecting this to be my number 1. Well, it almost was, but the next track just gave me a bit more problems, so that made it to number 1, and this is number 2. So Turbo Track, why is it so damn difficult? Well, to start with, William P. Yeah, that guy again. Pain in the ass. And then you had that S-turn in the middle of the track. Well, I say middle, it's like near the end, but we're going to say middle of the track. That part of the track, man, that's infuriating. You need to know how to U-turn. That's the only way you're going to do this. You need to be able to U-turn, keep your fire, and go through it. It took me many attempts. 5 hours I think I spent on this one. 5 blimmin' hours. Streamed all of it. Was fun doing it for the first hour. And I started losing my mind after that, you know. Got it done though. Felt great. Guess what? I went back and tried attempting that again. Beat it first time. Not with this footage right here, like afterwards. I was fuming. Fuming. So before we get to my number one track, my number one hardest developer time, there is some other tracks which gave me issues, but they wasn't as hard as the ones on this list. So here's some honourable mentions. Sly Coliseum was not only the hardest dev trial for me, but it took me forever to beat that ghost. Now I know I said that about pretty much all these, you know, this list, saying, oh yeah, it took me forever. This one did, it took me 6 hours. 6 hours, guys. Not 5 hours like Turbo Track. 6 hours, that's why this is number one. You know, it doesn't help that I don't like this track in the first place. I think this is the worst track in CTR Nitro Fuel. I can't think of another track I actually despise more than this, and the fact that the trial for me was so damn infuriating. You know, I was going to lose it at this point, lose it. I kept losing my reserves. I was using speed, that was my problem. I switched to drift, and this is no word, I switched to drift. 15 minutes later, after trying for 5-6 hours straight, I beat it. Took me 15 minutes with drift, I beat it. What? How does that even happen? You know what, the trick to this track is just keeping the fire. That's what I learned, because with speed I couldn't do that, but with drift, did it. Didn't take long, beat it. Didn't really feel that good about it because it took me 6 hours, but you know, it was done. So there you have it, guys. That was my top 10 hardest developer times in CTR Nitro Fueled. Please guys, comment down below what your top 10 most difficult tracks are, and you know, if this video does well, I might do a top 10 easiest developer times. Why not? Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more future content. I post a lot of my streams up on here, and I'm going to try to do more unique videos like this. You can also catch on stream while we're at it, Twitch. I'll leave my link down below and you can go check me out, you know. But with that, I think that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you dudes later.